Hare Krishna. We continue reading from teachings of Queen Kunti. We are on pray 15, which is in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8.32. We have been reading the purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So I'll just read the translation and we'll continue with the purport. Some say that the unborn is born for the glorification of pious kings, and others say that he is born to please King Yadu, one of your dearest devotees. You appear in his family as sandalwood appears in the Malaya hills. So Kunti Maharani has been saying that it's so wonderful, Krishna. You are everyone's father. You're everyone's father, and yet you're coming as a prince in the Yadu dynasty. And if people think that you're only the prince of the Yadu dynasty and that you are not the Supreme Lord, the father of everyone, then that person is bewildered. That person is bewildered. That it doesn't mean that you have come as a Yaduvira, as a Yaduvanshi. You are not the Supreme Lord. This is the point she's trying to say in this verse, and we'll continue reading the purport by Prabhupada. Kunti says, Kechid Ahur Ajamjatam, the Supreme Eternal, the Supreme Eternal, the Supreme Unborn, has now taken his birth. But although Krishna takes birth, his birth is not like ours. We should know. That we should know. So we are eternal. The soul is eternal. The soul is unborn, but we are not the supreme eternal. We are not the supreme unborn. Krishna is the supreme eternal. Krishna is the supreme unborn. This is what we have to understand. We have to understand. If we understand Krishna's position, we will automatically be able to understand our position. It's like the sun. When we see the sun, we are able to see our hands, legs, everything. In the night, we are not able to see it because it's dark. As soon as we go in front of the sun, we are able to understand who we are. So the more we try to understand Krishna, the more we will be able to understand ourselves. So that's why Krishna is saying, just try to understand the transcendental nature of my appearance. He says that. Now we'll read. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 4.9, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tatpataha tyakva deham punarjanma naiti mameti swarjana. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in the material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. So Krishna is saying, you want liberation, right? You want to go back home, back to Godhead. I'll tell you how you do it. Easily in this life, or even immediately, or even in just one moment. You just try to understand that my nature, my appearance, my activities are transcendental. Just try to understand this. And you immediately go back home. He says, one who knows the transcendental nature. We'll say, yeah, I know Krishna. I know, he had so many girlfriends, so many gopis. I know he was doing something nonsense here and there. Why should I be interested? But we do not understand that these pastimes of the Lord are transcendental. His appearance, his activities are transcendental. So his transcendental nature. So we'll be able to understand his pastimes when we are able to understand his supreme position. And that's the reason Bhagavatam first two cantos are so important. The first two cantos are like the lotus feet of the Lord. We can't look at the face of the Lord directly. The 10th canto is his face. So we begin from the lotus feet to understand the position of the Supreme Lord, to understand this position of Krishna. That how he's so different from us. How is it? What his wonderful activities, his wonderful potencies, everything. So it is described in Srimad Bhagavatam that when Krishna first appeared, he did not take his birth from the womb of Devaki. Now Krishna is saying, okay, understand my appearance. So now, when Krishna appeared, 5,000 years ago, when he appeared in the jail in Mathura, if we hear from Bhagavatam, how did he appear? He did not take his birth from the womb of Devaki. Rather, he first appeared in the majestic four-armed form of Vishnu And then he became a small child on Devki's lap. So if we hear how we are pushed out of the mother's womb and we are covered in all the dirt and liquid and blood and all those things, and we are crying, we're not wearing any clothes, we are pushed out of the mother's womb. That's how we take birth. But Krishna, he does not take birth like that. He does not appear like that. When we hear the Bhagavata, he came in his four-handed Vishnu form in front of Devki. He just came out in front of her. He just stood in front of her. He was covered fully, wearing his golden colored clothes. He was wearing his crown. He had his four hands. He had chakra, gada, Padma and Shankha, everything. And then he became a small child. Therefore, Krishna's birth is transcendental, whereas our birth takes place by force, by the laws of nature. Krishna is not under the laws of nature. The laws of nature work under him. Mayadhyakshena prakritihi suyate sa characharam. So we have to understand how Krishna is not like us. We are forced to take birth. Forced. We don't know who's going to be our next mother, or what kind of planet, what kind of species, which universe. We don't know. But Krishna, he chooses. He chooses. His birth is transcendental. So we were saying just now, everything is working under the laws of nature. But who is the lawmaker? Who's the one who makes the law of gravity? It's very good. We understand, oh, there is a law of gravity. There's a law of force. Every action gives equal and, what's that? Opposite and equal reaction. But who's the lawmaker? Who makes these laws? It's the Supreme Lord, it's Krishna. He himself is saying in the Bhagavad Gita, Mayadhyakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam. He's saying this material energy, Mayadhyakshena prakritihi. She is mine. This material nature is mine. And under my supervision, everything is happening. I am the lawmaker, he is saying. Prakriti nature works under the order of Krishna. And we work under the order of nature. Krishna is the master of nature and we are servants of nature. So we are in the material world. We are servants of material nature right now. We think we are the master. We think we are master. No, but we are servants of Mother Nature. We are bound by the laws of modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance. These modes make us, they force us to work. We are the souls. We are the soul. We have no business being in a material body. But right now, we are under the modes of material nature. We are inside a material body. But Krishna, he is the master of Mother Nature. He is not her servant. She is his servant. That's the point. Mother Nature is the servant of Krishna. Therefore, Kunti says, Kechit ahu. Someone may say that the unborn has taken birth. It may appear that he has taken birth just like us, but in fact, he has not. Kunti Devi distinctly says, Kechit ahu. Some foolish persons may say that he has taken birth. Krishna himself also says in Bhagavad Gita 9.11, Avajananti mam mudaha manushim tanum ashritam. Because I've appeared just like a human being, those who are rascals think that I am also just like an ordinary human. So this is as Prabhupada would give the example, that when the king goes to the prison, then the prisoner thinks, oh, the king has come inside the prison. Look, there's no difference between him and me. What's the difference? He's in the prison, I'm in the prison. We are the same. So I'm also the president. I'm also the king. The prisoner starts thinking like that. I'm also the king. The king is here. He's in the prison. Not understanding, Are, you're in the prison, you were forced to come here. You did something wrong, so you're forced to come here. You're wearing prisoner clothes. You're going to go out only when you get pardoned. by the king or the president, according to the laws which are made. You have to follow the rules and regulations of the prison, but the king, he just came by himself. Nobody forced him to come. Nobody pushed him to come. He's not wearing prisoner clothes. He's just come to see if everything's okay. He's come to see if someone wants to go out, if someone is reformed enough, if he can bring someone out. And so we should take advantage of that. If the prisoner takes advantage, oh, here's the king. He can help me. He can help me get out of my position. Let me try to talk to him. Let me try to see if he can help me get out of here. But instead, we keep saying, oh, the king, he is also a rascal like me. He is also a prisoner. Ha! Then who's foolish? Who's the one who's foolish then? As prisoner. So then and then Krishna says, you're foolish. You're foolish. You're thinking I'm a human being. You're not able to understand. You're not able to take advantage of what I'm trying to tell you. Instead, you're thinking I'm same like you. So he's calling us foolish. Param bhavam ajanantaha. They do not know the mystery behind God's taking birth like a human being. So we say, what is that? He's same like me, I'm greater. I'm God myself, what do I have to understand about him? So we are being foolish, where Krishna is giving us an opportunity. Krishna is everywhere. The Lord is situated in everyone's heart. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hriddeshya arjuna tishtati. And since he's situated, he is within us and is all-powerful. Why should it be difficult for him to appear before us? Krishna is everywhere. He's Paramatma in our heart. He's Paramatma in every atom of this material creation that we are seeing. He is omnipresent, omnipotent. So why is it difficult to come, to appear before us? Why would it be difficult for him? When the great devotee Dhruva Maharaj was engaged in meditation on the four-handed form of Vishnu, all of a sudden his meditation broke. And he immediately saw before him the same form upon which he had been meditating. Was it very difficult for Krishna to appear in this way? Of course not. Similarly, it was not difficult for him to appear before Devaki in the same four-handed form. Therefore, Krishna says, Janma karma cha me divyam. One must understand my transcendental birth and activities. Kunti has this understanding. She knows that although to some fools, Krishna appears to take birth, in fact, he is unborn. So just because Krishna is appearing to take birth from Devaki, it doesn't mean he's not God. It doesn't mean that he's not the Supreme Lord. This is what Kunti Maharani is trying to tell us. That don't be foolish. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that you are thinking I'm a human being like you. You are being foolish. He's saying, don't be foolish. Try to understand that he's appearing to have taken birth, but this is the Supreme Lord. He's the same unborn. So take advantage of it. Try to understand his appearance and activities. Try to, so she's saying that, we are bewildered. People get bewildered. So how can we understand? How can we understand Krishna? We cannot understand Krishna with our mind. Krishna can be understood only by devotional service. So the more we hear and chant, the more we will be able to understand Krishna. Krishna says that in the Bhagavad Gita, that he can be approached only by devotional service. Otherwise, it's very difficult. How with our material mind we can understand Krishna? He is unlimited. He is, totally on the transcendental platform. With our material mind, how will we be able to understand? So we approach him by hearing and chanting. By hearing and chanting. The more we hear and chant, we will be able to understand him. Is that okay? Okay, so we'll stop here for today. Kunti Maharani ki jai, Shilpa Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for listening in and joining in.